bringing 6 projects. It was a special arrangement that one of the schools in Karamoja that did quite very well, that was Morelem Girls, joined in the competition. So we are going to have 21 projects being presented at the national level. And we have all along been waiting to hear when this national competition is going to take place. I am glad to inform you today that the national competition has already been scheduled. It is going to take place on the 23rd of this month. It's going to take place at National ICT Hub, which is found in Nakawa. And I would like to invite all these projects that have gone through to please don't let us down. We would like to see you at that competition. It is you who will make it a reality, and therefore is the reason why today we have invited all the patrons, all the teachers who are preparing these learners to attend this today's meeting. The schools that have gone through with the titles of the projects are on the screen. We shall not waste time reading them, but I am very sure by now you must have already received the invitation letters, which is giving you the correct instructions that you should. If you haven't received your invitation letter, please, probably after this meeting, we can talk, but we already dispatched all the invitation letters. We expect that you're presenting them to your head teachers and you'll continue preparing the learners. This evening, I would like to welcome Mr. Omote Tom. Mr. Omote is a senior lecturer at Lira University. I knew him quite for a long time now. He is very passionate about the study of science. Mr. Mute is a specialist in biological sciences, and he has a character one would admire. He is also one who loves to support the education of young people, and for that reason, and many other reasons that I have not mentioned here, Mr. Mote was the chief adjudicator at the Northern Regional competition. I would like to say that the adjudicators we have used for this regional competitions, they showed very great they showed very high class of adjudication skills, and I would like to thank all of them and invite Mr. Omote this evening on behalf of all the adjudicators to share with us the feedback, some of the feedback that the schools or the teachers needed to have had, where they would now be using this to help them improve on the quality of presentations that they would make at the national level. With these few remarks, Omute Tom to take us through this Predev hour. Welcome, Tom. Mr. Omote, you're welcome. Take up the floor. Feel free to introduce yourself and share with us the insights of today's Predev hour. Welcome, sir. Can Mr. Mote hear me? Is Mr. Omote hearing me? Members, are we communicating?
Yes, you are very clear, Madam Auma. I think Mr. Omote has something. I don't know what was happening, but let us try to see. Yeah, he was talking earlier well. Okay, I think he has is reconnecting audio.
As he reconnects, allow me to recognize. I can see Bombo S.
My internet.
Okay.
Members, hello.
Yes, we
Am
can
I
hear you.
audible?
Yes, Tom, you're welcome. Yeah, we can hear you now clearly, please.
Yes, Madam Betty and members.
Yes.
I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for these disturbances. It can be heard now. Hello, can somebody respond whether I am audible?
Yes. Yes, you're very audible, sir. Mr. Mote, you're very
Oh,
audible.
yeah, thank
Please
you.
go ahead.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It's already 20 minutes past 8 p.m. And I understand this session is for 1 hour, ending at 9.
Excuse me, sir.
Like I have been already generously introduced by, yes, please. Hello.
I request that you relax about time. You relax about time.
Yes,
Yeah, relax about time.
that is fine then. Although still not be elastic as such. Yeah. So, comrades, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to this evening when we have a full hour of ProDev. I presume ProDev is Professional Development Hour, which is dedicated by UPSTU leadership us. And this evening, I'd like to have feedback from the adjudicators, which have been gathered from all the regional competitions. But before I go there, allow me to commend the UPSTU leadership, the schools that participated, and the adjudicators that spared their time and made very careful and sober reports on the projects that were exhibited during the regional competitions. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to agree with me that these innovations, science and innovation competitions, which have been organized, are very important and they align very clearly with the National Development Plan of Uganda, number 4, and all other international orientations that are aimed at improving the quality of life on Earth. And as you can see from the slides which are being shared, our objectives, session objectives today are to provide feedback based on observations from regional exhibitions, and share tips on improving reports, products, and presentations, and also get a program and requirements and possibly expectations for the national finals, which Madam Betty has already told us are scheduled for the 23rd of this month in Kampala at the Innovation Hub, the National Innovation ICT Innovation Hub. Can we move to the next slide, please? Let me hope I am speaking not to myself, but to the members who are in attendance. I can see 25 participants. Secretariat, please, can we move to the next slide? Generally speaking, ladies and gentlemen, in this feedback sharing session, we are interested in making observations that are aimed at improving our performance at the national competitions, which have already been scheduled. You are all already aware that in making the adjudication, the scoring is based on sub-areas and the three main areas of planning, project implementation, and project reporting. And in each of these areas, there are key issues that we believe the exhibitors need to bring out very clearly. For example, in the project planning phase, what did the adjudicators find were lacking generally across the regions? One, the title of the project. It was discovered that in most projects that were exhibited, the titles never spoke to the idea, the science that is being spoken about. Others were too short, others were a little vague, and were not tailored to the key innovative ideas which are being exhibited. And in our view, we feel that the title of our projects should state something that from the title alone, you can even dive into the entire project, even when it has not been exposed. But when it is too short, then it is a little lacking. It appears to be so naked. And in that case, you miss some marks. But the most important aspect under this is all our innovations, all our projects are aimed at solving a societal problem. So the problem statement in the planning, in the implementation, even in the reporting, appeared to be poorly articulated by almost all those that exhibited. And yet it is from the problem that we derive the title of the project, and we also derive the objectives from it. So we are advising that the exhibitors should bring out very clearly what real life issue, what real life challenge the innovation is trying to solve. To what extent does the problem exist in the society? Who is affected? And to what extent is that group of people affected? So why is it important that this innovation, this project should be implemented? So the clarity of the problem statement becomes the body around which all the other activities of the project are hinged. So once the problem statement is not properly articulated, then surely the rest of the parts of the project become very weak and very shaky. So we saw also that arising from poor problem statements, most of the projects that were exhibited did not have objectives which were specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound, what we call SMART. We expected that for the problem identified, the target group and the interventions that are to be made, the objectives of the exhibition should be very, very clear, briefly and concisely stated in a manner that you can measure, you can achieve, that which can be achieved within a realistic time frame, not just going on forever and ever and ever. So we believe that if some of these aspects, especially using the problem statement as the core of the project, from which a title is derived and from which objectives and other aspects are derived, then we should be in a position to move on and move on very well. May we move to the next stage? So as we move on, we also realize that at the planning stage, once you have identified the problem and you have crafted a title from the problem and you have generated specific objectives which are achievable, which are measurable, which are realistic and time-bound, then you need to include very clearly when do you intend to achieve a particular task? What materials do you need? How much will be required for each phase? And which knowledge from the different subjects are you going to integrate in order to make you solve the problem identified using your projects? And then once you are able to put very clear budget line, very clear timelines of how you are going to implement your activities, and you have identified very clearly how the project you intend to implement integrates knowledge, concepts, and skills from the various subjects, then the next thing you need to take into account is how will you sustain the project? What is the sustainability plan of this project? What are the environmental considerations that you are putting in place? If, for example, like there are projects which are innovating treatments of ailments using natural products from herbs. Now, this, from your knowledge that you have read from literature, you may know that this plant extract has potential for curing this, and that. But you may not be very sure of the health risks involved. So you need to put disclaimers and make careful statements of how you are going to mitigate the health risks that are posed to the users of your products, including machines and other devices. There are machines which may generate radiations. There are machines which may rotate, and the rotations may cause parts to fly. All those need to be considered such that safety, sustainability considerations are taken into account. We take very keen interest in seeing whether you appreciate that your innovation is still work in progress, and whether you appreciate that you need to innovate in a safe and friendly manner. That one is a very critical aspect that is scored. So it is important that the exhibitors should take into account that very, very seriously. Thank you. Yes, we could be moving. So we say that while you do your project planning, we expect that you take into account the problem statement, as we have said. What is it that you are bothered about? Why are you bothered? Who is concerned? To what extent is the problem present in the society? And what would happen if you don't act? So we are saying that you need to tailor your title to the actual concept of the problem and make the problem real and existent. Then you make simple, achievable timelines, budget, safety measures, and so on and so forth, such that all that you are writing and all that you are exhibiting are neatly woven into one smooth document that can move every person who is seeing, and the persons can get convinced. We can move to the next. The implementation. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, like I said at the beginning, the scoring is based on three main broad areas: the project planning, project implementation, and report writing. Now, at the implementation, you are putting your ideas, which you had planned, now into action. Now, this was a stage where most exhibitors had a lot of challenges. They had great scientific ideas, great innovative ideas, but when, when it came to them explaining the implementation, it became quite a big issue. For example, we are saying that having planned very carefully in the implementation, we would like that you demonstrate how your innovation works. What did you use? How did you use what you used? Who was involved? And at what stage did each person get involved? Whom did you contact and collaborate with? Which literature did you read? Such that you are able to demonstrate that the innovation actually works. So we emphasized so much the use of local materials. Why are we emphasizing the use of local materials? We are aware that Africa is well endowed with natural resources, including the
Uh, Let us wait a bit for him, I think.
Let's come and share this.
network has been today disturbing a lot, but he's coming back.
I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen, my internet connectivity cut off.
Yes, welcome back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, my internet connectivity off, and will each other along the way, but we had
Yes, you can proceed.
sorry for the breakdown in communication, but I am grateful we are back. We were that need to be improved under that the adjudicators across the regions realized that even when the planters were unable to demonstrate how their ideas work. And we are saying, under that implementation, what exactly are we looking at? We are looking at how the innovation that you are coming up with, in material that are cost effective, can work to solve or ameliorate the problems you are identified. And remember, in the implementation, you are fulfilling the objectives that you had set in the planning stage. In this stage, in your planning phase, then there should be a clear demonstration of how each of the objectives were being achieved. We realized that for projects that were innovations in particular, that innovated maybe machine devices and so on to solve problems, for example, to work, even if the exhibitor followed the processes as they are said, when we know innovation in action, they failed, meaning that they never tried out their demo before time. And it is very important that by the time the adjudicators are coming, you shall have arrived early, set up your projects, and even tried it out, and possibly rehearsed how you are going to make your presentation. It was also realized that some of the innovations were actually copied ideas which were copied from other projects without modification. And because there is no evidence of modification by then it is not wrong per se to borrow ideas. But as you borrow the ideas, we expect that maybe you also state that in designing maybe this kind of thing by so and so, it used this, but our project is different because for us, we are using this, not what they have done. Thank you. I break down in the network, but we are almost done. We are going to the report writing. Reporting. Indicate all the raw materials used, document the step-by-step procedure using draw diagrams, pictures, and so on and so forth. Now, project report. The reporting, most exhibitors missed most of their marks. One, there are projects whose reports were never submitted at all. You would see the implementation, but when it came to reporting, there is no evidence of a project report, and that was already a big issue. Then for those who had the reports, some of the reports did not abide of the report as guided by the union. The union had guided that the report structure should have a clear introduction, the body of the report, but in most of the reports that were submitted, you would find somebody has just written a plain statement without structuring it. And the structure of the document is a key requirement for scientific writing. If the report does not agree with the format that has been set prior, then that report becomes shaky. Even if the structure in that the sentence construction in most cases was very poor. The spelling mistakes were so many. The styling of the report there was evidence that most of the reports actually, not much attention was given to the report writing. And yet, report writing is one key pillar in scientific processes. Apart from investigating and all that, writing what you did, why you did it, how you did it, and what is expected out of what you did is out to the scientific community. Therefore, the report, one, must agree with the structure that, like in this particular case, UPSTU designed a structure, and it is that structure, even if you don't believe in it, it is that structure that you should use, where the structure talks of a very clear introduction of what the report is about, then the main body of the report, which includes the methods used, etc., the results, then conclusions from what you have done. What conclusions do you draw? What recommendations do you draw? And most of the reports, even with those structures, never referred structures. There was no evidence of review of other literature to lend scientific credence to the claims that were being made about the innovations that were being exhibited. And that became a big problem. because you are not reinventing the wheel. You are using what other people have done and the problem you have identified and try to devise means of solving them. So it is important that you include the literature review, especially literature which is relevant to what you are doing. And once you have that, you need to also involve, you need to mention the stakeholders who were involved in the entire process, including your teammates, including other stakeholders in industry, in academia, in governance, and so on, in the scientific world. Then in implementing your innovation, your project, are there lessons which you learned? Were there failures that were registered? Were there successes that were registered? Or were there unforeseen challenges? And if there were foreseen challenges, how did you mitigate them? How did you go about them? Are there some recommendations that you would suggest to make the project work better? This, most people simply, of course, I don't want to judge them so much. First of all, I need to appreciate that these are secondary school students, and I am grateful that they are being introduced into research and report writing at this stage. Much as it is not yet up to date, but I agree. But if the national competitions to pay attention to the report, because the report goes out, it is the summary of what your idea is about. It is very important that due attention is given to it, time is given to it, such that it is written early enough, and not only early enough, there is time for you to make corrections where necessary, and so on and so forth. So I still encourage that, besides identifying clearly the problem statement, then describing how you implement your project to solve the problem, you need to document very accurately in the report how you solve that problem using the method. As you do that, let there be evidence, graphs in terms of pictures, in terms of maybe videos, and so on and so forth. And like the organizers have already said, copies of the report should reach the adjudicator with what you are about to do or what you did. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe we could move towards the concluding part. We have only 8 minutes. Aspects where the exhibitors come to do pitching, to disseminate in a very short time a summary of the innovation. Here, this was a very interesting part of the exhibition. One, some exhibitors wanted to showcase their language ability. Somebody presentation. We expect that as you are communicating, and it is a formal communication, you don't become again too artificial in your intonation, in your pronunciation, in your body language. That is key. That is part of communication. But secondly, most of the exhibitors thought that this dissemination bit is about the project. What problem? What processes did you go through them? So we advise that when the exhibitors are doing the pitching, one, they use formal language and avoid unnecessary appearing not to be who they are, to the project, not to themselves. Three, to make sure that what they are disseminating is a highly condensed summary of what happened. Which should include photographs, maybe short videos showing what among the team members. We realized that some people over-dramatized the dissemination to the extent that the other team members looked like they were mere onlookers. So ladies and gentlemen, this dissemination bit takes about 5 minutes. Within the 5 minutes, you are introducing yourself, you are introducing the project, you are introducing the project team members, you are showcasing what the problem was, what you did to solve the problem with evidence, using videos, using pictures, and using the PowerPoint presentation. This requires great skill and great preparation. To note that for the teams that have reached this level, one, you reached this level because you merited. At least I am sure that the scoring in all the regions were very objective, such that those projects that merited and became the top or the best and were selected for the national competitions actually were the best in those regions. And now we are having a pool of 21 best performing projects to tussle out for the best performing project or the best overall project, and so on and so forth. I want to encourage that you pay attention to some of the issues that we noted, such that you are able to practice them ahead of time. Check that your planning is okay. Check that your implementation demonstrates the process, appropriate format of the structure of the report. Then during the dissemination, make sure that within the 5 or so minutes, you articulate. This is where you move the audience with your skill of communication, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and using audiovisual devices to help people appreciate what you did. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for giving me your audience. These are just a few of the observations that the adjudicators assembled together that we thought are worth sharing with you. But there are several other areas that you need to improve upon that I may not have spoken about. You still have a few more days. I pray that you perfect your presentations such that the best project that will come out on the 23rd should actually be the best project that, even if it is taken to another level at the international stage, it can still feature very prominently. Thank you so much. Over to you, Secretariat.
Thank you very much, Mr. Omote. Thank you for this great presentation you have given us tonight. I can't add anything to it or subtract anything, but I would like to open up to other adjudicators probably who have joined us here on this ProDev, if they have any other comments that probably might have skipped what Mr. Mote presented. Please, this is the time you'd make that comment. As I prepare the patrons and other members present in here, I've seen some UPSTU officials also present with us. If you would have any question, any comment you'd like to make, it would be welcome. May I first welcome the adjudicators, if they have a few more they would like to add. Please raise up your hand and you would see how we have you present. Thank you. I'm not seeing anybody's hand up. Can I be convinced that everything has been spoken by Mr. Mute all? The adjudicators on here. Oh yes, Mr. Gideon, most welcome. Unmute yourself and talk to us.
Thank you, Madam Betty and the team. I really want to thank Mr. Omute for the good work he has actually brought out all that was observed. But I would like to add the teams that are on board that one, the person presenting need to be a little bit more confident, such that really somebody adjudicating sees that the person presenting knows the content. So they need to be a little bit more confident. And then also, sometimes people would be a little bit, when time is getting up and then they begin now picking up some of the words and the process is not well articulated. So they need to relax, and that need to be requesting that we arrive in time and make enough preparations as we speak with confidence, because you have done this project, you have done it by yourself, and you have gone through it comfortably. Then I would also really like the team that are present that you take time, if we still have some little time, you go through what we have discussed. So at the end of the day, on 23rd, we really need to see real innovations coming up. Some of these things have already been done, but what innovation have you put in? Could it be an existing project, but how have we improved it? So let's really try to be a little bit more confident. We make more innovations in part, just make a few improvements, such come on 23rd to really come up with the presentable and good projects. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gideon, for that addition. Members, I think we're moving in the right track. I can see Mr. Senkai, JB. Most welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Madam Betty, for this opportunity. I'd like to thank Mr. Mute for the presentation. It has been very good, and he has touched in every angle. And I would like to also emphasize just a few things that we may have issues with. I congratulate the groups that have gone through up to this level, but I would like to encourage you not to take it that you have made it and then you lower down the zeal that you started with. So you have to rehearse, because mostly people can have the work, but the presentation, the rehearsing is very important in that it gives you the idea of how you are going to flow in your presentation. And that makes you be able to manage time, because we have a challenge with time management. Very many of us come late, and even when we come late, you find that the time we have, all the groups have to present, we have quite a number of groups that are coming to present. So we have to see ways of managing the time and the time given, because people always take all their time on the introduction during the pitching. So you find someone emphasizing just the introduction part of it, is left with 1 minute. That's when we go to the real part of the project. So let's look at the ways how we can manage our time very well, do our presentation very well, be confident, and I believe that we are going to get the best out of the best. But I know all of us, we are winners. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, JB, for being very elaborate about pitching especially, and you can see right before you come on, Ross, I would like to make a comment on this issue of pitching. Dear colleagues, I think all of us have done research at one level or the other. There is this page called the abstract page. The abstract is a summary of the research you are doing, is the summary of the project you are doing. And usually, many people who read researches done by many others, they just rush to that abstract page, which summarizes everything that someone has already done in the research. I am very, very grateful that we have sort of making learners to pitch just for 5 minutes, meaning we are already preparing them to write very good abstract. So if we could appreciate as patrons how we are able to write very good abstracts, I think when we now get back to our learners, we are going to help them to summarize in the abstract form and present it during the pitching. This is a point I wanted to add. I saw someone asking on scoring of projects in the messages. We are going to have another day for scoring of projects, which we have been and we're doing it in the ProDev. Maybe you request you keep tuned to always attend. The scoring of the projects cannot be handled here in this discussion. May I now welcome Mr. Mukalele to say something. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Mama, for the opportunity, and thank you, our dear adjudicators. It is really, really good that the union, this competition is somehow unique, where the expectations are clear. The schools are well guided, so they don't have an excuse. Just to supplement what JB said, and also Madam Mauma on rehearsing and being prepared. We had a challenge in the regionals. Many schools didn't come with a PowerPoint, so they were creating it from there, and even the demo video. So as a technical person, I was there telling them, bring your video, and it's one of the things which took time. And they were just recording. And you see, when you record the video from the venue, it means you're only recording the what you can show there. But yet, if you take your time and record your video when you're still at school, you can even record part of the process. Maybe if you are showing us the brick that maybe you made pavers. If you record the video from the venue, it means you are just going to record the paver which is finished. But if you record the video while still at school, you would show us the process of how the paper was made. So, and also there was this issue of people were recording the video with a phone when the phone is standing upright. So the video becomes small on screen. And we're getting in school that if you're recording the video, let this phone be sleeping, so that the video will cover the entire projector. And secondly, focus on the product, because that's what we want to see. So some schools were recording the learners from afar when we can't even see the product clearly. We're instead seeing the children, yet the children will be on stage. So this demo video here is to demonstrate the functionality and how the product looks and how it works. So focus on the product and let the video be clear. Do it in time. And then also zoom into the product, not the presenter. Then we are actually asking to avoid, because on the nationals we are not going to have much time. We want you to submit your slides earlier. So we have put a tentative date of 18th August. Send them via email so that on that day we already have your report and your as apps to if you send your reports in time, we can even print for you the copies needed by adjudicators. So when you come when everything is there. So that we save time of going to look for where to print. So we have given some guidance here on what you need to put in the report, but like Madam Mama said, should be brief, and then you rehearse your story. Yeah, from the title slide, the problem statement briefly, then this demo video will help, because once this demo video is playing, there you will be explaining how it works. So there it will save time. Then you talk about how technology and science is involved, and any impact, and then you conclude. So it should be really rehearse it 5 minutes when you are able to deliver this, and share the role. Someone introduces, another one talks about the solution, another talks about the demo. And the other thing also, we have shared the tentative program so that schools are guided. For the nationals, this time round, the union is planning to accommodate, because schools are coming from all parts of the country, so we don't expect that schools can travel on that same day. So there is going to be accommodation. Maybe there's going to be accommodation for schools to arrive the day before. So we arrive on Friday, 22nd, and then there is accommodation. The union is organizing accommodation for the learners and the teachers. So please, unless if your school is in Kampala, then you should be able to come the day before so that you are available, and then you'll be transported to the hub. So Kololo SS is where the venue is for accommodation. Then this other program is tentative. It can be able to change, but this time the time management, we realize that adjudicators had a lot of work like these are 21 projects. They may not be able to. So we are trying to look at having 2 parallel panels so that we can save time. And then the pitch presentations, and then by lunchtime, the target is to finish by lunchtime the pitch presentation, so that after lunch we can have the award ceremony. And this time around, they are good prizes, and the regionals were just giving accolades, but the union is planning some good prizes, so schools should not really miss the finals. Yeah, so basically, that's what maybe Madam Mama wanted to supplement on that. Thank you. Yes, Madam Betty, are you there? Yeah. Maybe, I don't know if there's anyone who has any question as Madam Betty unmutes to conclude. Mr. Okello Jacob, you can unmute and say something.
Rogers?
Yes.
Yes, Roger. I can see Jacob's hand up and Noah. You could give them some moments.
Yes, Mr. Jacob.
Jacob.
Thank you. Jacob is the Deputy National Treasurer of the Union. We are glad to have him in the house. May you please unmute and greet us, Jacob Okello. As he prepares to unmute, maybe I give chance to Noah. Network is disturbing. As members, you would realize our network is not very stable. Could be Jacob is also facing the same problem. May I welcome Noah? Noah, please
good
unmute
evening,
yourself.
members. I've unmuted. Good evening, members. I'm glad to be part of this meeting. I apologize, I came in a little bit late. because I'm not in Uganda, but when I saw the program, I said I must listen. You've discussed a lot of things, which is very important for our consumption. But incidentally, like personally, where I am, I've not been able to put down anything. I was wondering, is it possible, probably some of these comments, put either in the groups so that we're able to look at them at a time when we can effectively read, digest, and understand them. Thank you so much. I remain now at GK, Kira College.
Oh, thank you very much, Noah. Thank you for representing Kira College and thank you for preparing the learners. We have always had Zoom this Dev every Thursday and all contents discussed. With all the comments we make here, we usually summarize them and post it on our YouTube. So you can access it on UPSTU.org. UPSTU.org. Please, you'll get everything we have discussed. Even topics you have missed, you'll always find it there. Today's presentation by tomorrow will be ready on this channel. So I don't think we have any problem here. And things you have not understood, we have this ProDev every Thursday. You'll be always ready, able to ask. Thank you very much, Noah. May I now welcome Jacob.
Maybe, Madam Alma, before Jacob
Yes.
comes in, just one small announcement. Yeah, this particular session is actually live on YouTube even as we talk now. Immediately after the session, it will be there. But secondly, we have just posted some article on the website. So when you go to appstu.org, those of you were asking for the photos. There is an article which has a summary of everything as it happened. From Central Region, there is a video there. The Eastern Region, the Western Region, and even Northern Region. And then also we have the photo gallery. So if your children were presenting, you were presenting, and you want to see the photos. All the photos, over 1,000 photos are there for each of the regions. So please just go to the website. You'll be able to download the photos, and then you use them for your learners. All the photos are there for all the regions: Western Region, the winners, and even up to Northern Region. So all the photo galleries are now available. The results and everything, and even the videos and the live stream. So this particular session is also, we are going to post. You just open appstu.org, and then you will be able to find even the slides. We are going to put them here. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Wow. So UPSTU is moving ahead. Thank you very much. Our IT gentleman, Mr. Rogers Mukalele, you have helped us to achieve a lot. And I'm seeing that the experience we are having here is going to help us to realize many things. Let us members only keep our lights burning. Let us keep on yearning for more, and let's keep improving. And at this juncture, I would like to say that ProDev has come to stay, and it is all our responsibility to look for presenters to come and give us knowledge, because the time is already given. It is us to use it. And I want to thank us very much for the few times we have had. So we have already seen the beauty of this content in our YouTube channel. Let us use it well. There are topics that had already been covered, like the one of last week is here, the one of the other weeks are there. So you go back, you can log on and choose what you would like to review or listen to. Thank you. I still hope Mr. Okello has not given up. Jacob, please, you're most welcome. And at this juncture also, I invite any other person who has a question, you have a comment you'd like to make, please feel free to raise up your hand and make these comments. It's our day today. Let us have issues. Maybe you have a question, there is something you have not understood, please, you should be able to ask it. Raise up your hand and mute yourself and talk. Have I lost Jacob? Well, yes, members, I want to say that in the invitation letters that we have been given to the schools, we have in the program, in the invitation letters, the details of what is going to happen, how it's going to happen. I hope we shall read these letters carefully so that we do not mess up. We have had issues of schools coming uninvited in the regions. I want to thank those schools for showing us that they were willing and they're ready to participate. But for the national level, we are expecting strictly 21 projects. So if you have interest of coming for the national exhibition as a school, please, you should be mindful that you have received the invitation letters. Or we can have discussions before you have come. That is the best option I think we can give. I am seeing questions coming is there any funding? I don't understand the funding for what? Is it a future funding or a funding now? But of now, we do not have any external funding. As a union, we are struggling with the little funding we have to use it for making this project work out. And I want to thank our executive leaders through the chairperson of the union and the general secretary for, trying their best to squeeze the little funding we have to make sure that these projects are presented in the simplest way or the humble way we have been having it. Many people have been asking, what does our 1% do? The 1% we contribute monthly is what the union uses to program and do all the projects. I want to say that the ProDev that you are using now, it is being funded by you, the subscribing members. So we are already doing great because you people are there, and I would like to encourage us, like some of us who are still subscribing to UNATU, we already have Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union, your union, which should be able to support you by you also funding it. So let us be passionate about this and look at that. Now, future funding for these projects is what we are yearning for. And I'm very sure that some of us are really exposed. We know organizations that can come on and sponsor our innovations. It is also at this time I invite, if anyone is aware of any source, we can do anything to access such a funding. It would be very, very wonderful that you bring it on so that we also improve on the quality of our presentations of the innovations that we usually give. So it is what I wanted to talk about, the funding. Though I've not understood why on asking any funding, I didn't understand anyway. But as of this, this national competition, every information you need to have is in the letter of invitation. Members, I still give 1 more minute for anyone to raise up and say something. You're welcome.
Maybe, Madam Auma,
Otherwise,
maybe he was, maybe this
yes?
teacher Mike was asking whether the union is going to give them any funds for coming. So I think that's what he was asking, whether maybe the union will support them. But
yeah.
on the point you said, the union is piloting this on its own this year, but we if any colleagues here on call, you have organizations you think can support, we put out a call on the website, call for partners. Partners who can come in and support either in kind, so that we can have a better. So there is a call there, but they can contact the union leaders, and then It could be an NGO, a government entity, a media house, an individual sponsor, who can be able to, for example, give the t-shirts or the meals, and then the union can also promote them in the booklets and everywhere on social media. So there's a call out there. You could be able to take us to that partner so that we have a better event for this year and even next year. Yeah, over back to you, Madam Oma.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There is a chat here where someone is saying UNATO is using sophisticated ways to keep unwilling persons on the subscription lists. Yeah, it's unfortunate as you've said, but as Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union, we request our members, if they appreciate the union being there for them, please come willingly, join the union. The union is for you. It is to look for after your welfare. It is to help you in certain challenges you have. For instance, at the moment, there are so many issues at court with the teachers, and the union is trying its best to help these teachers realize their rights. So the union is yours. If you're still keeping on UNATO, let us advise colleagues keeping on to UNATO to find the way. Otherwise, members, this is not what we had this discussion for. If we do not have any person with more questions, may I invite our presenter of today to greet us and conclude. Then generally we can conclude this discussion. Mr. Mute, please welcome to greet the members. I hope you're still on.
As if he has dropped.
Oh, as if he has, yeah, I don't see him anymore. Members, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Nasesira. I am very grateful you've been here. I saw Mr. Muyambi Herbert. These are committee members of the education. We have had the Deputy National Treasurer, Mr. Jacob, who wanted to say something, but I think due to network, you have not had enough of we didn't hear from you. And I want to thank all the patrons who have joined us today. Please, thank you very much. We urge that if you have any questions, you already know whom you can call. You can call and ask this question so that it is clarified. Don't suffer there with the issues. You should be asking those questions and it is clarified. Now, lastly, if anyone of you...
Mr. Omote, final remarks, as if you are there. I see he has come back.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rogers. Rogers, I must thank you in a special way for the extra effort you are putting always to ensure that these UPSTU activities go as scheduled, including all the others. Madam Betty Auma has been my confidant for quite some time. I am grateful. But before I make the last statement, there have been questions, concerns on possible funding. I don't know whether UPSTU is in touch with the Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat in the Office of the President under the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovations, because there is a whole looking for ideas like the ones that our children are guiding the structure of the ideas to the level of funding with a view of contributing towards the national economy. The Science, Technology and Innovations is envisaged
Yeah, the dropped off.
Yeah, network is disturbing. I don't know. In case he will come back and find us on, we shall still allow him to make his closing remarks. Otherwise, I want to say.
I am asking where UPSTU is. Yes, Madam Betty, I am back. I am wondering whether I can be heard.
Yeah, please, you are heard. Please, you can go ahead, Mr. Mote.
Network today has been very bad. I don't know whether it's in northern Uganda where network is bad.
I think it's not about northern Uganda, maybe for today only, but we have been okay. And I really didn't want to miss these closing remarks from him, but there's nothing much I can do. Members, allow me to thank you very much for this great attendance. I know we shall still have Mr. Mute coming back to this productive hour. We are going to keep him on. I know him as a very good speaker. He has very many areas of academics which can help us in our professional development. He will still come back. I want to thank all of you for the commitment you have shown. Let us keep in touch as we conclude today's productive hour. Let us send greetings and regards to our learners and keep close to them and guide them. Regards to the head teachers who have supported this program. As we say, may the living God bless us this night as we now depart to our different destinations. I say this for science for development and transformation.